All right, folks, we are now live. So now that you can see us and I know you can hear us, please introduce yourself in the chat. And we welcome all of our Facebook and YouTube viewers from across the multiverse to our live weekly Q&A.
We have Oscar on a private tour this week,
Yeah.
so he's in Panama City today, so he won't be with us.
This is our first time zone Q&A, and I know there's a lot of people in Eastern all across there. They're waiting for another hour. I tried to remind everyone. We need some stability in our business and stuff like that. So the Q&As are always at 7 p.m. Panama time. Panama never changes its clocks. We are the same time all year round. So whenever the rest of you guys, mostly North America, change their clocks, except for Saskatchewan and some areas of the States don't do it either. But then our Q&As change. All right, so on tonight's Q&A, this is a general Q&A. You can ask us anything about the process of moving to Panama, what it's like in Panama, about living here, things you need, and we will answer your questions. So again, there's a bunch of you on here that still haven't said hi in the chat. Please do. Hey, Carol in Boquete, how are you?
Hey, Carol. Helping Carol find a rental.
Oh, we
for the
are.
next
Okay,
few
wonderful.
months. Carol was just on our Highlands tour.
That's right.
And actually, a lot of times our Highlands tour, we have
People just don't go home.
Yeah, they don't go home.
We have somebody from last year that's never gone home.
Uh-huh. Yeah, actually, that was October Highlands. Our October 7 day also, we had a couple that they're here for 6 months, testing it out.
And Howard's going to be visiting Boquete this week. Hey, welcome, Howard, from Texas. And Grace from Tampa, Laura from Denver.
It's been beautiful and sunny. We can't promise next week.
Yeah, well, we can't promise tomorrow, but we take it every day. We've only had 2 days. Today is the 6th, and I guess 2 days is...
October is always really rainy. November, you never know. Last year was pretty rainy. This year, it's looking a little bit drier.
It's only rained 2 days in the last week, so we'll see what happens. I know, and there were just afternoon rains and not big ones.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get started here by a quick introduction.
There we go. I think most of you guys know who we are, but in case there's any...
I see some new names.
There's some new names? Okay. So then we'll quick introduce ourselves, and we'll jump into your questions.
Okay, Megan, you start.
I'm Megan. I'm from Pennsylvania. I came to Panama in 2018 with the Peace Corps, and about a year in, ended up meeting my husband, who you see up on the screen there, Oscar, who has been working in tourism, hospitality, and expat relocation for almost 2 decades or more now. So once I finished Peace Corps, I was like, let me, move here and see what this is all about. I didn't even realize that Panama was this huge place for expats to move to. So since then, I've learned a ton about the country, about the different areas. I got to do tours. Now we have a little toddler, so I spend most of my time in Boquete, but I'm running a lot of the operations and logistics. So if you come on tour with us, I'm going to help make sure that you're ready to come on your trip. And then if you're moving here, making sure that you're ready for your move, that you have your checklist ready to go. And whatever you need, I'm going to help you with. So our whole team is based in Boquete, but we spend time all over the country.
Perfect. I'm not ready yet. I'm still thinking what I'm going to say. I've never done this before. We've only done this 500 times.
Yeah. I try and make it a little different every week.
Yeah, that's right. My name is Rod. I'm from Vancouver, Canada. I moved here 14 years ago last week.
Wow.
It's official.
Anniversary.
And is that really Oscar in the picture? I see his name on payroll. I thought he was an employee. Who is he?
I know. He's never here anymore.
Okay.
We keep him busy.
I moved here 2011. It was first week of November, and I didn't know what I was doing. I packed a one-way I had a one-way ticket, packed my bags. I'm moving to Panama. I sold everything in Canada. I was an entrepreneur, an online entrepreneur that had an online business. It was a perfect fit for me at that time, but I got in trouble. And 14 years ago, guys. So I had a guide who was helping me with some stuff, but things weren't working out. Like things like the vehicle I bought wasn't in my name. A recommended lawyer, wanted a $40,000 retainer, which I did not know was wrong, and I almost got it. But anyways, I was in trouble. 2 months in, I was in trouble and getting frustrated with the whole thing. And I asked around my own little town of Boquete. I went to the owners of businesses, of tour companies. I said, who do you know that can help me get this stuff? And they would write a name down on the back of a business card. And, before we could, scan barcodes and stuff. This is a long time ago. And I'll put them in my pocket and carry on with my day. I got home that night. I took out these business cards. And the names were Oscar Pena, Oscar Pena, Oscar Pena, Oscar Pena. Okay, who is this guy? So Oscar, my now business partner and Megan's now husband, had already been helping expats move to Panama for 2 years, and he became my guide. And so within a week, basically, I was fixed up. He had taken me to lawyers with the right price. He had taken my title and my ID, and with the lawyer, that all fixed up in my vehicle. And they all set me straight and got me going on immigration, got a temporary card, got a driver's license, boom, boom, boom. It was just so simple. So, needless to say, Oscar and I became friends and business partners pretty quick. And within a year, we had opened up a tour company on Main Street in Boquete. And we still weren't in, like, officially in the relocation business, but Oscar was still off doing private tours with people. But in Boquete, we would do waterfall hikes and bird watching and Baru hikes up the volcano. But what we found out was one of our biggest draws, and that we weren't set up for, is expats walking in the door needing help. They walk in the door and they say, I can't find a rental. They walk in the door and say, I paid my lawyer all this money, I can't find him now. Just constant stuff like that. That one still goes on today. They walk in the door. What do I do for health insurance? I don't understand the healthcare system in Panama. I don't know what I need. So we basically were helping people put fires out for almost 2 years. And we looked at each other and said, this is crazy. Let's do it right. So we formed the current company we're in the late 20 teens and started doing small group tours. Our whole theory is small group tours. We are on all the tours, the three of us. Oscar's on the whole thing, and Megan and I join for 3 days here, 2 days there, like depending on our schedules. We want to meet everyone on that tour. And we never have more than 16 people on a tour. And we do one 7-day tour per month. And so that way we have the time, when it's time for you to move here, to actually help you move here. And we're certainly qualified. We have well over 30 years combined experience helping expats move here, and our after tour support is the best in the industry. That's all I can say. Because we'll guide you one-on-one. And apart from our tours, our Panama Total Access Pass, for those of you who don't like tours or can't get on a tour, is also your answer. Because you can get everything you get on a tour except driving around in the bus. And you can do it yourself, because in your members area, your online area, you will have private drivers, private guides. You will have immigration contacts. You will have
calls with us,
real estate, video calls with us, rentals, lawyers, insurance. I always say, with the Panama Total Access Pass comes this big book, full-size cover book, and I've proven to people there are 64 steps you need to do to make your move to Panama a success. And that's because there's 64 chapters in this book. And the 500 pages, 120,000 words to explain to you what you have to do with the members area. That's totally has all of our entire Rolodex over the last 30 years. The price of the access pass starts at $497, so it's certainly a deal. Anyhow, I hope I don't hack all night, but I think we're ready to start. The way this works, you type your questions in the chat, anything to do with Panama. If you want to come into the studio, meaning sharing your camera and your microphone, or at least your microphone for sure, you can type the word live, L-I-V-E, in the chat, and we'll invite you in. So to let people know, you might not have seen the hidden announcement in today's email. We haven't had a spot open on a 7-day tour in the next 6 months in quite a while. We have one spot for a single on December 4th to 11th, 30 days from now. So if you go to the website, I'm putting it in the link, and if you've been waiting for that spot, I just posted it in the email today for the reminder of the Q&A. If you missed it and you've been waiting for this opportunity to come on our tour, because our next opening is in April, and there's not many left there. 2.
Yeah. We're looking to try and put on hopefully another tour in early 2026, because I know we are sold out into March, and we have a lot of demand for that. So we will let you guys know. Definitely get on our backup list if you're looking for something January through March.
Sorry guys, I jumped on something. I had some almonds earlier, and I think one is still stuck.
No. TMI.
Okay.
Okay, we have Paul who wants to come on live.
Okay, let's bring it on. Type your question or come on live. Paul, you are being invited to the studio. Please do. Accept. You'll probably see the upper right, upper left, little window. Share your microphone or whatever it says.
And everybody else, feel free to send your questions. We will start answering.
We're waiting for Paul. As we wait for Paul, we're going to get to the first question. Melanie, one more winter. Do you have to? Okay. Let's start with the first question. And hey, I see you, Paul. We're bringing you on after this question. Hi, do I need to wait for residency visa before opening the bank account, or could I open one and do a 6-month stay?
We wish
Yeah.
you could. You used to be able to open a bank account as a tourist, but there's a lot of filing that the banks have to do here for foreigners, and so they made the law to be only for Panamanian residents. There are some people say they'll do it, but it's not by law, so it won't work well.
If you go to the experts on Facebook, I'm going to double quote the experts on Facebook. Some will tell you, yes, you can open an account without residency. It's not the residency. You need to have a financial tie to, you need to have a tie to Panama. So you can open an account without residency if you purchase a home or a condo here. You can open an account for that. You don't need to have permanent residency. You need to be in the process of residency. Now, there are some lawyers that will spout off again. If a lawyer is marketing himself on Facebook, walk away, because you don't need that lawyer. That means they can't get enough clients on their own, and they're going to social media for clients. Okay? So if they say they can open an account for you, they probably can. But will you have problems with that account? Do you risk your funds being frozen? Because the governor of banking laws are pretty straightforward since January of 2021, that you must have residency or financial ties to Panama. Thank you for the question. Paul, we're bringing you on stage.
Hi.
Paul.
Hey, Paul.
Hi, good to see you guys again.
You too. How's it going?
Everything's good. I'll be there in a month. I'm going to Florida for a month, and then I'm coming down.
Nice.
I just if anyone's on here that are thinking about the tour, I would give you my review. We had a wonderful time. The group all still stays in touch with WhatsApp, and it was just great as far as being informed. And as you said, I'm using Lord's Miranda their legal services, and then they just take you by the hand. So everything's set. I got here. I just need to do a couple things when I get down there, but I'm the process of punching out a visa. But I have one quick one: Apple or Android in Panama?
Well,
Is it
I've been
just
an Android guy all my life.
Okay.
I use Team Android and I'm Team
It's
Apple.
it's 10 to 1 Android here
Okay.
as far as sales and usage. So that tells you there's nothing more like Facebook, a good place for it. Where do I get my iPhone fixed? Well, there's 2 places in Cherokee. Where do I get my Android fixed? Every corner. So like, you know, there is that. Android's more popular here for sure.
Okay.
But your iPhone, you don't need to get fixed.
Oh yeah, likely. Ask the big warranty guys.
People have both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People do both, and both will work here.
Okay.
But Android's more popular. That's it.
Okay. The other thing was in the book you mentioned about the mailbox, etc.
Yeah.
Getting the forwarding. So UPS bought them, right? UPS.
Yeah, about a year ago. Yeah.
Yep. So when I called, so were you saying it was about $28 a month for the forwarding, or each time they forward?
No, there's no charge at all for like you don't need to get anything to begin with, Paul. Like, are you coming to Boquete area?
I'm gonna start in
Yeah,
Panama.
Panama City. Well,
Yeah.
just go in the members area under mailbox, etc. Go to the link that's under Panama City.
Yeah.
And you can register there. It's free to register for an account, and you'll get an address. Use that for the letter mail you want to change. You will pay when the mail arrives. You'll pay $2 for it.
So, but I don't need to get anything here in the States.
No, you get nothing. It's nothing to do with UPS in the States. And it's nothing to do with mailbox, etc. in the States.
That's where I got.
Open up with mailbox, etc. in Latin America.
Yeah, my plan is to start 6 months in the city.
Yeah.
Maybe move down by Coronado area, you know, that by the ocean, and then 6 months in Boquete, and then make my decision of where I want to stay. But I know 2 of the people that were on the tour, 2 of the couples bought houses there.
Yeah.
In Boquete, because I don't know if I can take the heat. But
yeah, mailboxes is great for that because they have offices all over the country. So you just let them know and they'll update which office to
send. There are many mail services to use here. I'm not saying that mailbox is like if you start ordering many packages or stuff, talk to Megan and myself. We will find you the right carrier. Mailbox is great for your letter mail to begin with. And a package now and then if you order
for like replacement credit cards, things like that. It's very secure. Don't do a full mail redirection though. For like, don't give whatever your address is now and give a full general mail redirectory because you don't want to pay to get junk mail in Panama.
Yeah, look at your mail over the next month. What do you want to get here in Panama? Right. That's where you change your address with.
Yeah, mainly I was thinking like because you still use Amazon a lot, right?
Yes.
But you can but there's Panama Amazon as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, you can order some items here, but you can bring some stuff through. Just don't order heavy stuff because it costs by the pound.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, Paul.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing you when you get here.
Yep. Okay.
Hello, Brad. If I were to bring my dog to Panama, following up on all proper steps from Canada, big job, for 3 months, what is required for taking my dog back to Canada? 2-part question. If you're flying directly to Canada, for example, on the Copa, Panama City, Toronto, or the WestJet, Panama City, Calgary, or the Air Transat, then not much. You're going to need to see a vet in Panama 10 days before your visit to get a letter of good health and an export certificate. Depending where you are in the country, that'll cost you between $30 and $50. And then you book your dog and fly home. There's no other paperwork required, if you can imagine that. So just coming here is, I'm sure you've seen all the most amazing steps you need to take. Let's talk about the weather, December through March.
Summer.
Beach time.
I know that sounds weird for those up north, but after 8 years here, now I think of December and March as
Summer. I say it too. It's actually summer holidays. It's where the kids are off of school because it's beach weather the whole time.
Yep. Yeah. Very little rain, nice breeze. And then, our winter is the rainy season. Panama, except by elevation. So the higher altitude, the cooler it will be because we're so close to the equator. It's just rainy season, not rainy season.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the area you pick, a bit rainier, a little less rainier. That's really it.
Didn't Joe? What banks do you recommend? Hey, good question. There's many banks in Panama. Now, I like the bigger banks. I actually read the Fitch reports on the banks here, so I know that. And the banks with the most ATMs, most locations, it's always great, especially if you move around and cuts down on your debit card fees when you're taking money out. Banco General is good. It's pronounced Banco General here. We like multi-bank because it has an English app, and when you dial the number, it actually says press 1 for English, not 2, 1. And so they have English speaking. And I haven't went to a multi-bank branch, and that's in many cities, that didn't have at least one fully bilingual staff. I can't say that about Banco General, even though they're a fantastic bank. They don't cater to the expats as multi-bank too. Another one I've used extensively now is BAC, B-A-C. Now, the interesting thing that's happening here, BAC is in the process of buying multi-bank. And BAC/multi-bank, the way I've read it so far, that both brands will be kept, will be the third largest bank in Panama. So behind the National Bank and Banco General. So, but BAC also has a fully bilingual app and website and bilingual staff in their locations. Right now, they have less locations than multi-bank, but I think joining with multi-bank will get them into the interior, the Asuero, stuff like that, where BAC isn't right now. Any other banks that you know that our expats really love?
Those are the top ones, really. There's a couple others depending, like if you're in a small town, some people like certain ones, but those are the biggest.
Yeah. How can I transport my 2 dogs to Panama? Is 2. Okay. I need to know if you can type this answer to my question. How big are your dogs? Like, what do your dogs weigh? And because you can go take your dogs in cargo if they're of a certain weight and they'll fit under the seat, in cabin, or they have to go into cargo up to a certain size. So I need more information on your dogs before I can answer that question. And that's on a flight.
Can we fly Delta?
No, you cannot fly Delta with dogs unless they're under the seat in front of you in the cabin. Which
is hard to do.
Well, your dog has to be, I would hold up that one, should fit.
Yeah.
Basically, 15, 16-pound dog would fit under the seat because they also weigh the carrier that it's in.
Yeah, Rod's the expert if you need help with moving pets. He does it all the time.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If
Delisa,
I own or finance a property, do I need to finish paying for it before getting a residency visa?
Okay, if you're trying to tie the residency visa to the Friendly Nations visa, you can't own or finance it, nor can you even bank finance it. You can bank finance a property on the qualified investors visa, a property of $300,000 or more.
Maybe they're asking once it's finished being paid for, you could get residency with that? That's the only.
Oh, yeah. If you own it after, no, you got to prove that you bought it, okay, over a certain period of time. Now, the longest I've seen people go back is 3 years right now. because they bought a let's say they bought a condo here but didn't move here, and now 3 years later they're coming down, and yes, immigration is allowing them to use that condo for their immigration purposes. But you'd have to check with your lawyer how far back they will let you go. If you're doing a short or owner financing in like 3 to 5 years, you might get away with it. But I haven't heard of anyone going back any further than that.
Our lawyer's office, their main divisions are real estate and immigration.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd definitely be able to support you in that.
Okay, you read.
My wife is susceptible to respiratory illnesses caused by mold. I've read that Panama City weather is high temperature and high humidity, especially in the rainy season. Is mold a difficult challenge in Panama City for daily living? If so, is there another expat community where mold is not an issue? I would say Panama City is probably less likely for mold just because there's so much air conditioning everywhere.
If you use air conditioning all the time, you're not going to have mold in your house because an air conditioner works as a dehumidifier.
And most places in the city use air conditioning all the time, even the restaurants and offices you go in and out of. Whereas like beach towns are like a little more hot and humid. A lot of times people like the windows and doors open.
Yeah.
And up in here in the mountains, it feels cooler, but it's still very humid.
Yeah, it's humid. We don't use air conditioning here, but I do need a dehumidifier in my main room. Yes. I get the white mold if I don't use it. I don't get black mold or anything like that, but I'm not sure which type of mold your wife is really going to bother her. But I don't get it if I run my dehumidifier when it needs to be run. So I basically have it set at 80% and it'll come on.
Basically, you'll need to be very careful about the housing that you choose. Mm-hmm. How was it taken care of? Is it new? Is it old? Was it kept dry and well taken care of? Yeah. In Panama City, there are people that do mold testing for housing.
Mm-hmm. I've like 14 years, I've never had an issue because I do control it. And during the January through August months, every window in my house is open, like 24/7. So with the breezes, you never have to worry about it. It's just in that cooler, rainy side. Yeah. We have a large bird population here. Oh, snowbirds. Sorry, different. Yeah, we have 900 species of birds.
Migration,
I wanted to get into
migration
more than
of birds and people in winter. Yeah, absolutely, we do. Yeah, if you're coming down November through March, a lot of snowbirds are here all over the country. So you'll definitely want to plan to get your rental in advance if those are the months you're looking to be here.
All right. Michael
Henderson. Hey, Michael. Can you talk about the process to replace your temporary driver's license with a permanent license after you got your permanent residency visa? Yeah, so when you get your temporary residency visa and then get your driver's license, it will only be good for as long as the temporary, which is 6 months. And then within that time, you get your permanent visa card, and you can just take that same card right back to the Search or Send office, and they'll just print you off a new driver's license. However, if you can, you might wait to get the e-cedula, which usually you can do within 1 month of getting your permanent residency card, and then your driver's license will be tied to your e-cedula number.
Yeah, you get that. Work with us on that, Michael, when that time comes, because it gets a bit of mishmash of paperwork, and the cops just don't like it when they pull you over and they see your title has your passport on, your driver's license has your e-cedula, if things don't match. So when you go through the process, we'll let you know what.
You can always update it, but if you can get your
it's really, it's not a big deal. You walk into the DMV here. It's called Search or Send. You don't have to have an appointment. You don't have to speak Spanish. You show your driver's license and your cedula. And they print you a new one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Or your driver's license and your permanent, and they print you a new one.
Yeah, it's nice once you have that cedula, just put everything in that number because it never changes, and you don't need to worry every time you get a new passport to update all of your paperwork, your residency card, everything.
Mm-hmm. How is the water quality out of the tap? Do you recommend water purification system? Yes, I do. And I don't recommend it because the water is bad. What percentage of Panamanians do you think filter their water?
Minimal.
Minimal, yeah, 5% maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, they drink potable water. The country is 90% of the population has perfectly good potable water. Don't ever drink it on the islands.
No.
But the bacteria is different. It's different than you have at home. So when you're traveling here, never drink it. If you move here, you can decide whether I've drank in filtered water all my life. So I won't. I want filtered water.
Yeah, Panama City, they have a pretty good water system. I will drink from the faucet sometimes there, but in smaller towns, like you see the water pipes sticking out of the ground sometimes, and they get broken and they have to fix them, and then it's contaminated. So they treat it, but every town is a little bit different. And especially if you're first coming here, you're just not used to the bacterias in a different area of the world. So filtered is definitely safer.
I've always been that guy. Since there is no university degree for water control management, the guys running the system, I can just see them. I picture in my head with the big jug of chlorine. Glug, glug. Is that enough? Oh no! Like there's no science behind it, guys.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much how it goes.
So I want it filtered. Yeah. Okay. I will attain. Oh, you'll attain title instantly. Well, if you have a title with no liens against it, that's the issue. So if they will do a check, the lawyers and the immigration will do a check to see if there's any lien against it. If there's no lien against it, yeah, you get a friendly nation if you have a clear title on the property that you've recently purchased.
Yeah.
And I say recently, a couple of years.
Or qualified investors, depending on the purchase price.
Yeah.
If you need a good lawyer contact, just reach out to us. Happy to send you one. They're the best.
Hey, Ginger, U.S. citizen born in Panama. Then you are a Panama citizen also, Ginger. You have the right for dual citizenship. You just need the right documentation. Make a trip to Panama. Show up at the Tribunal Affairs Department and get it squared away. Get your cedula. You also would qualify for dual passports because you were born in Panama and are now a U.S. citizen. Very few people qualify for the dual citizenship.
If you have any supporting paperwork you can bring with you, that would be helpful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to speak to an attorney to help you do this here in Panama because they're going to want certain paperwork is going to have to be notarized, apostilled, consulate back in the States before you get here. So, and depending on what you have, if you ever had a cedula, that'll make it a lot faster too.
Jeannie, can I get along without a car, metro and city transit? If you're going to be in Panama City, absolutely.
Absolutely. We just had a guest that's been there now for 2 years and drove their car there. And they just had Oscar come pick it up. We don't want this thing anymore. Sell it for us.
Yeah.
Because they don't use it.
No.
It's the same as me. If I drive to Panama City often. I like driving on the highway. I park it in the hotel garage and I use Uber around town.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they had less than 10,000 kilometers on it. And most of those were when they were living in Boquete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, they barely used it in the city. There's Uber. The metro is great. If you're going to any other towns in the country, you'll kind of have to see. The bus system is really good. The taxi system is really good, but it's a little bit of a learning curve there.
Yeah, a little more of a Spanish learning curve. In the city, it's not a problem. You can get on a bus, get on the metro, and you can't really get lost because they kind of go in a circle, the buses. Like they're going to come around in 30 minutes.
If you do get lost, just hop off and order Uber.
Or the metro, hop off and cross to the other side.
Yeah. Yeah, it's 35 cents for each ride on the metro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Pretty good.
Would you please refresh basic information on getting the retirement visa? I will be turning 67 years young next year. Take it away, Megan, in 3 minutes or less.
Yeah, the Pensionado visa is absolutely the most popular visa program, one of the most popular in the world. It's really friendly to have people come retire to Panama and spend their pensions here. You're not competing for jobs. You're really just supporting the economy. So they've made it super friendly. You need to have at least a $1,000 lifetime guaranteed pension to qualify. And that's the main qualifying. And then, they like to see a clean FBI background check. If you do have any weird stuff on there, you can have an attorney review it and they can work with you on that. But those are really the main things. If you're a couple, it needs to be $1,250.
Yeah.
$1,250 lifetime pension from one or both of you. And you get it within 6 months from application, and it's lifetime residency here.
Yes. Perfect. James, we're going to follow up on a mold question. I'm not going to read this whole thing. I just read it. Now, I lived in Panama City for 2 years. I never had mold in anything. I had a leather recliner. I had a leather jacket, which I never wore. I just kept it for when I traveled back and forth to the States. But yeah, what you're saying, yeah, my patio door windows were open every morning when I got up at 6. I wouldn't close them until I went to work. And then they were open up when I got home after the sunset. It cools down nice. The weather is beautiful outside. It's 78, 82, like nothing more than that. When your air conditioner is on, I don't like it cold. I don't like it 20 degrees. My air conditioners ran on the dehumidifying mode, which is 25 degrees Celsius or 77, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That's what I left them on. And they cost half as much to run them on that too, because they're not running on the full compressor cycle. So any of the new splits run really good dehumidification cycles and will keep you dry. So your house can be open for half the day. Just when you close it up, run your dehumidifier on the your air conditioner and dehumidifier mode.
Yeah, the AC in the evenings will help dry it out.
Yeah.
But then you can still enjoy the breeze during the day. Yeah, Willie, we definitely recommend renting first. That's just a good idea anywhere in general because you want to make sure you like it here. Not that even 6 months is necessarily enough.
No.
I think you need probably a couple of years to see if you really want to stick it out and love it. But because it takes a little while to make friends and make community and find your way. But 6 months at least is a great way to do it. Now, not everybody does. We've had a ton of people come here and buy, and that's
the day
fine
after
too.
the tour, they go buy.
I mean, we're happy to help steer you in the right direction. Make sure you have a good, reliable attorney and
it's your
realtor.
choice, but yeah. But it's your choice,
make sure it's a
we'll
smart
always tell
purchase
you.
so that if you do decide in a year that you want to leave, that it can it's not something that's going to sit on the market forever and lose you money. So 6 months is good. Make sure you like it first. Okay,
Ginger asks, is banking difficult? Well, Ginger, I used to be a Wells Fargo customer. Let me down. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that out loud. This is live, isn't it? Okay, well, I'm in Panama, Wells Fargo, and I don't use it anymore, so I can say that. Banking, how do I answer that politely? In any sector, Panama is not known for their amazing customer service, okay? They really are not. And you want that, you go to Colombia. They have amazing customer service. I'm not sure in the banking sector, but in restaurants and stuff like that. If you follow the banking rules, yes, it's okay to bank. I've never had an issue. I get frustrated where once every 2 years, I have to prove where all my money's coming because I'm sorry, but that's not a Panama law. That's the U.S. FATCA laws that require people to disclose any transaction over a certain amount or a whole multiple transactions over a certain amount to make sure you're not laundering money. And Panama has no control. They have to submit to the U.S. like every other country, small country in the world does, submit to the U.S. demands of reporting for money laundering, or they'll lose their international banking status. So is banking difficult? It's the same systems we have. Like you'll get used to it because you won't be Zelling or Vmoing people. You will be ACH expressing or yapping people. They're a different system, but it's very convenient. Modern. We pay all our bills on the online banking, stuff like that. Mhm.
Yeah, I think like Rod said, it's just the customer service part that's a little bit slower, but that's kind of in general in the country. It's hard to get things done over the phone or text or email with them. It's like
Yeah.
a lot of times we have people get frustrated, like I'm trying to set up my account and they haven't gotten back to me. I sent everything. It's like you just have to go in person.
It took me 3 years to change my email address, folks, with a bank. I swear to God.
Yeah.
It was always somewhere else that they missed in the system. So I was getting some emails here, some emails there, 3 years before they did that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. Besides that, it's online banking is the same.
Yeah.
And it's safe, it's efficient in our day-to-day lives.
Perfect. Okay. I'm not going to take my pension till I'm 65. I want to retire before then. Can I use savings income as pensionable proof?
No.
Well, unless you buy a life insurance annuity for about $250,000. If you have that savings, if you buy one from Metropolitan Life, New York Life, stuff like that, those can qualify you because they'll earn you enough income to qualify you. But they have to be a real, never cashable annuity income for life. That's the only way you can do it. You could take, if you have a large savings, you could take 200,000 of that, move to Panama, put it in a CD, certified deposit program here, earn 5% a month on it. That goes into your savings account, like $800 a month. And then you can get a Friendly Nations visa. So that's another option for you if you want to use your savings to retire. There's no need, once you turn, you're Janine, you're a lady, so you don't need the pensionable visa to get the discounts. You get those with any visa as long as you're 55.
Yeah, and depending how long you have to wait, you could also do part-time for a little while too. Remember, US and Canadians can stay in Panama for 180 days at a time.
Laura, great question. So I have 2 intranets, both of them here. I have a backup. This is our business office where we do the Q&As. So there's 2 main companies in town that offer fiber intranet. I have 500 megabit download of speeds with both of them. I paid $33.50 for one and $36.85 for the other. You laugh. Why do I know that? Because I did month end yesterday, and I just know those numbers because I actually added them to the system. So yeah, so $33 to $36 and that's a 500 meg. Most people don't even have that, and you can add 200 TV channels for that and still pay under 50. And a phone you get with that too, like a phone line, like a landline, but.
No one uses it though.
No one uses landline. For country living, it's the best to have a generator.
Depends how rural you're going, but generally no.
Yeah, depends on what your needs are, Wes, and if you can deal with a power outage and just have some lights and some entertainment and you're fine with that, or if you need to use your microwave, laundry equipment, stuff like that. I've been here 14 years. I've never seen a power outage more than 8 hours. And my fridge was just fine.
And that's very rare.
That's very rare. I think I've seen one 8-hour power outage. Typically, they are 5-10 minutes. They might be, it's actually Megan's alarm. She's driving someone else's car. They might be an hour once in a while. Or if somebody hit a pole on the highway, they might be 3 or 4 hours. I think that's the other ladies. So, do you need a generator? I use a battery backup and inverter system. I prefer that to a generator because we're plugged in right now. And if you were on the Q&A 2 weeks ago, we did have a power outage. But you won't notice a difference besides the room goes dimmer because only my backup lights are on.
And it was just for the 1 hour of the Q&A.
It was the whole hour
exactly.
of the Q&A.
Right,
so I use a battery backup type system. I prefer that because I don't care if I'm doing laundry and the machine stops. You know, in Panama, sorry.
Because it comes back on pretty
Yeah,
quick.
yeah. In outside of North America, our things like washers and dryers, they have power off sensors in them, so they start up when the power comes back on. You don't even have to worry the laundry's still going to be done when you go back to it there for it. So, yeah. So, but if you're building a big home, you know, if you're building, you know, 300, 500, $800,000 home, yeah, put a full battery backup generator system, or you can put some batteries and solar in. That's a good option too.
Brad, when applying for pensionado visa, I don't have a guaranteed lifetime pension due to being self-employed. Is there any way I can use my retirement savings to form a guaranteed monthly
Okay,
income?
that's kind of just we just answered
Yeah.
that. You can, if you have the savings, two ways to do it back at home, Brad. If you're from the States or Canada, you can buy a life insurance annuity that is not cancelable. You cannot cash it in. I just said Mutual Life, New York Life, and it's one out of Toronto. I can't think of the names right now. You guys can always email me for it. But yeah, they got it produced over $1,000 a month, $1,250. So that's somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000. Or you can bring some money to Panama and put that in a CD program here for $200,000. And you earn that interest, and you only have to keep it in there for 3 years, and then you can take it out and do whatever you want with it. Okay.
Greg, being from the Midwest, I used to make fun of people in Florida that would be cold at 60 degrees. Now, after 20 years, I'm one of those people. Worried that Boquete or Volcan may be too cool.
Megan's smiling at me.
Yeah, that's Rod.
I am too cold at 60 degrees, Greg. Way too cold. It's ridiculous. But this is the good thing. 10 minutes from Boquete, you will never hit 60 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
If you go down by the checkpoint there or down 20 minutes from Boquete, you will definitely never hit 60 degrees. So I'm always cold. I have a fireplace with an electric heater in my main room. I've always had an electric heater in Boquete because if it goes below 65, I'm cold.
Volcan Cerro Punta might be a little too cold for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, from David to Boquete, you go up 1,000 meters in a 30-minute drive.
Yeah.
So you can live in any of the towns in between and choose your temperature.
Southern Alto Boquete is going to be around 3,000 feet as opposed to Boquete's 3,700 feet. And you will never, ever go below 60.
But typically, Boquete during the day is in the 70s, 80s. It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, it gets a chilly day.
Up when I have to get my mittens and my hoodie when I'm sitting in front of the computer.
Mittens?
Yes,
Here?
I have gloves.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. They're actually...
It's not that.
No, they're actually mittens though, so that I don't have fingers. So it really presents a problem when I'm working. Hey,
That's why you're moving south.
Yeah. Somebody posted a video talking about bringing changes or bringing checks. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you can do that. It's not a thing from Canada, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can write a personal check
from your U.S. account
to your Panama account. It will take 21 days to clear. It'll come out of your U.S. account immediately, and then it'll take 21 days to appear in your Panama account. So you just want to plan for that.
With Royal, Montreal, CIBC, you can get an official U.S. account with official U.S. checks. So those can work, yes. But Wise is your 100% best option at always the end because I'm moving money weekly from Canada to Panama because Wise only charges 0.5% over the exchange rate. Most banks are charging 1.5% to 2%. So that makes a huge difference over a year, bringing $3,000 or $4,000 a month. And Wise doesn't. Once it's in your Wise account, I only pay $12 to send it here. Where Royal Bank or Bank of Montreal, they want like $60 Canadian to send an international wire. So yeah, Wise is a great option, but you can look at. I know some people that are now using real U.S. accounts. I'm not talking a U.S. dollar account. I'm using a real. You got to go to your bank. They open up an account for you, like I know Royal does, BMO does. I'm not sure about CIBC. I said that too quick, but they will open you an official account with a U.S. address if you want to bring those checks.
From Pat, average rent for a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment or condo in Panama City. Is it less expensive in the suburbs?
What's average? 12? Like if you look at look at all, if you look
12
at
to
all
1,500.
varieties,
Sure. Yeah, I would say maybe around 1,500.
you can get 8 or 9 for like something that expat would live in. You could rent for 600 in a Panamanian
not 3
neighborhood.
bedrooms.
No, probably not. Mm-hmm. Is it more or less expensive in the suburbs?
Something nicer up around the 2,500 range, and in the suburbs.
Yeah, but Panama City doesn't really have suburbs where expat lives. Like not many expats live
Costa
in the Web of Tokaman or
no, definitely not there. No, but I mean, if you're going out if you're leaving Panama City,
Costa
west
Verde,
towards Coronado area and the beaches, there are some beach towns and a couple little suburbs outside that.
Well, that's across the canal. That's a major suburb during rush hour. That's 2 hours to get back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
But yeah, like you can rent nicely in Via Argentina, nice, great downtown neighborhood for $1,200.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, someplace that's not like right on the oceanfront view.
Let's talk about the pensionado discounts. What are they all, Megan?
Yes.
I shouldn't have you're talking. I'm the one that gets them.
Do you get them now? No.
No, just at 60, yes.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yes, see?
Look at that.
So,
no, you.
And
well,
you and Oscar can come grocery shopping with me on Wednesday because I get 5%. Yeah, anyway, sorry. Okay, we got off topic. Discounts.
Yeah, the airfare is the best. People love that. So 25%, I think it is on airfare.
Yeah, 25% airfare.
Into Panama.
Yeah. Well, in and out of Panama. It has to originate from Panama, anywhere in the world, and back.
Right.
You get your 25% in both legs.
Yeah, and Copa is really good with that. You just have to sign up and send them your information once, and then you'll have your special code to put in every time.
But it also works with United, Delta flights, American Airlines, anyone that flies out of here.
And then hotels, restaurants, they're less used and a little bit of a battle lately with the government because they're supposed to get tax credit on those discounts. And,
they don't.
The smaller guys do kind of lose out.
But the hotels are written kind of weird because it is written based on rack rates and no hotels ever charge the rack rate. If you close your door, they usually have the rack rates on the back of the door. $240, you're in a Motel 6 and you're paying $60. So no one ever gets the discount. Don't expect big things on discount. But 50% off movie tickets, theater tickets, that's huge. I can go see a movie now. Like, I'm talking the same opening day as you guys in the US and Canada in English for $2.50. Okay, I don't get a discount on popcorn though. But no. It's only $2.50 for a popcorn and a drink.
Public transportation, you get discounts on
25%. Utility bills, 25%. Mm-hmm. Medical, dental, prescriptions, 15 to 20%. Some of them range there.
Oh, no wonder you're finally doing checkups this year.
Yeah, I can get a discount. I always have that because I have insurance. I get 20%.
That's right.
So those are all the different types of discounts you get.
Yeah, there are some rules here and there about days of the week you can use for what's the discount on different days of the week for like hotels.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And well, restaurants, did we even say any restaurant is 25% off your meal. Fast food is 15%. Okay.
Yeah, so really the Pensionado visa pays for itself pretty quickly with all of those discounts. Definitely.
It's difficult. We always get multiple dog questions. It's not difficult, but it's not simple, Ginger. There's about 20 steps in the whole process. I'm gonna put, I don't know why I haven't put our contact us page for those of you who don't know us. I'm not sure I recognize Ginger's name. We can help you with I can go into all the steps on pet relocation, but we do that. I do Q&A just on pet relocation twice a year. So, but it would take we have 5 minutes left and it would take 30. So, yes, you can bring your pet here. There's a 10-day window. You got to see a USDA vet. It's quite costly. It can cost anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 per animal, depending on the size, depending if they're going in the plane or in the cargo. Cargo's crazy now. It's like $1,150 for a big dog just to. That doesn't include the crate. His crate, which costs $700.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, and if you do want to watch the latest video, you can go to our YouTube /@Retire in Panama and go to our special Q&As list, and you should find the pet relocation one there.
Hey James, I want to bring this in very quick. We're getting near the last of the questions, so I want to answer this fairly quickly. The current situation in Panama is better than it has been in several years. Prices have gone down in Panama City and the beaches area. We're seeing stuff we've never seen before. We're seeing a penthouse in Coronado is being sold for $155,000. It's a 2-bedroom, older building, but nice. And that would have sold 10 years ago for $180,000. So the prices are good. $155,000, you can rent that at $1,100, $1,200 all day long. If you're doing real estate investing, you'll see that. Okay, that's a good return, 8-9%. Panama City condos are at a great price right now, but rents haven't really dropped as much. Now rents have dropped. When my apartment I talked about earlier in the hour, I was renting it for $1,200 a month. That same apartment, it was right downtown by the university, and that apartment now rents for $900 a month. But it also sells for less than it did 10 years ago.
There are also a few really interesting developments happening now too. Now, we would only really recommend a couple developers here with really good reputations, because as you'll see if you've been here before, there's a lot of developments that never get completed.
No, you can see them. It's air.
Yeah, or just a structure left behind, abandoned.
Yeah.
So, but there are a few with some really reliable developers that we could recommend.
And they're doing Airbnb stuff too. Like you can sign a contract with them to look after your unit, and they take their 15 or 14%, whatever it is, and they Airbnb it. And
whenever you're not there, they're managing it for you.
Okay. Ginger. We talked about pensionado with Ginger, right? I think so. $2,500 all in. That's what you'll pay, including all. I'm not talking lawyer fees, or I'm talking lawyer's fee, government fees, stamps, apostles, authentications, translations. You're looking at about $2,500, and you'll get the job done.
So good approximate.
Yeah. Nope, you must have received at least one check. So you got to be actually receiving the visa before immigration, receiving the pension in your bank account before immigration will talk to you. Ooh. Delisa, can you recommend appraisers if you're talking about purchasing real estate, depending where you're looking? But yeah, we got connections throughout the country. If you're doing financing, you need specific companies with that. You'd have to talk to that company or that bank or that person to see who they use for the appraisal. Oh, the San Carlos area. Yeah, that's a nice area. Mm-hmm. Yep.
In the beaches.
Yeah. Contact us. I just put our link. We're not going to list our contacts online, folks. It's just not going to happen that way. So feel free if you want to reach out to us. We'll get some details from you, and we'll send you some contact.
Yeah, Rod put our contact link in the chat. So if you guys want any specific referrals, feel free to reach out. And because it really depends on each situation and area. So
Yeah. Hey, Greg. Hey, your February tour is coming up, Greg. Yes, please contact us. Whatever you need, we will help you.
yeah, about 45 days before the tour, we start onboarding and tour prep.
Mhm.
But if you have any questions before that, just reach out.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us. And remember, well, I know people are going to be watching the recording tomorrow. It's 7 p.m. Eastern now
Yeah,
for the next
and then
4
6
months.
Oh, is it only 4?
4.5 or something like that. It changes again in March. I grew up in Saskatchewan, Canada. We've never ever changed our clocks. So when I got back here, I said, hey, thank goodness. It just doesn't make any sense to me. So thank you all for joining us. And next week we have another one of these. See you, Carter.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
All righty. We'll be through your area in 2 weeks, Carter. Okay.